Beautiful day in the Elora Gorge. Hey, look who's in the canoe. It's Timmy. That's not unusual. Timmy paddles all the time. But not whitewater. Did Timmy take off the training wheels? Looks like he has. Timmy's first whitewater paddle. In the gorge, no less. As you can imagine, Timmy has a fair bit of anxiety about his first rapid, but he's doing really well here. And if you know this rapid, it's a bit of a turn in it, and the water has a tendency to push you up against that wall. A good back paddle with a bit of angle there gets you around no problem. Timmy makes it through his first whitewater paddle. Nice eddy turn to finish that off. But of course, if you know the gorge at all, you know that not far downstream is a more significant piece of whitewater. And you would think, that somebody on their first whitewater paddle and if you walk around the chute, this is where you stop to walk around it. The first two drops leading up to the chute are not terribly significant. So maybe he's just going to paddle these two and pull out. And that's what a wise person would do on their first whitewater paddle. There we go. And there we go, pulling out on the right here. Just before the big drop. But I'm thinking here a few reassuring words to Tim and pointing out the more benign parts of the gorge. Might just coerce him, as a good friend. That's what I do, I coerce. Into pushing his limits a little bit. And Tim takes the bait. Spraying across the little chute, setting up for the big one. We're going to stop and talk a little bit here, so we'll just fast forward here and let's see the outcome. Tim is pushing towards the chute. Coercion successful. A little note here about the videographer who set up the camera for the chute. He didn't take into consideration that the gorge has rock walls coming up right along the river. It's possible that it will provide some creative angles to our video. There you go, hitting the grass, hitting the rock wall. But there you can still see the chute. And Tim with a nice high brace on the rock makes it through the chute. Way to go, Timmy. And he pulls off a nice eddy turn after the chute. And now we're heading down to the rapid below the high-level bridge. For those of you who know the river, the waves there can be pretty big and canoe swamping size. But at this water level, as you see, paddling through a rock garden, the waves aren't too big and we should be okay. Coming up to the first diagonal wave, we hit it and we're okay. It's possible that the camera hits the rock wall again. That's just how close we are when paddling in the gorge. I'll have to keep that in mind next time. And from here we go on to Kurt's Corner. There's a bit of a history behind Kurt's Corner, I'll tell you in a minute. See the heron on our left there? It's a brave heron, but he's had enough and he's off. The story with Kurt's Corner is that about 24 years ago, Kurt Schley a paddler in his 60s, was coming around this corner in much higher water. He flipped his kayak and bashed his head against the rock that's at the bottom of this rapid on the right hand side, and christened it with blood. So the rock's not as big as it used to be because Kurt had a really hard head, and Kurt survived, and they put up a plaque up on the right here to commemorate his christening of the rapid with blood from his head. Look at that. Timmy spilled no blood. He's alive, and he said this, that was fun, and I would do it again. So, way to go for Timmy.